Hello, everyone. It's been a little bit since I've seen from you guys or heard from anyone. I've been gone. I was happy 2021. That's the first time I'm saying that. It's been a minute, and a lot of stuff has transpired. If you can tell by the stream title, I'm going to be talking about something. I'm not really going to be gaming. I'm not really going to be joking around. This is more of a serious type of stream. I want to talk one-on-one with you guys, and it's regarding a situation that I feel very personally involved with, and it's something that needed to be said, and I want to give my piece on it. So, if you've read the title, I'm going to be talking about the Cardinal drama between Joycon James and Cardinal. And if you do not know who Cardinal is, that is Etika's brother. So, that is today's stream. And I'm going to start off by saying everything expressed in this video, or this stream, is my personal opinion. You can disagree with me. I'm not going to hate you for it. I think it's ridiculous to hate someone for a different opinion, but this is my side of the story. This is coming from a third party, and I want to make that clear. I wish no hate to Cardinal. I wish nothing like that. But I do not agree with his actions he's taken. So, in order for us to get where we're talking about now, we have to go back. So, June 25th, 2019 was the day Etika was confirmed dead. He killed himself, committed suicide. He jumped off, I believe it was the Manhattan Bridge. I could be wrong there. Tough thing to deal with. I remember waking up, seeing the news. It was terrible, awful thing. And from there, it hit the internet. It was insane to see that. And, just terrible. I have no other words to describe it. But, so that's our starting point. Later on, I believe it was, so later on after this occurred, I believe it was, let me just take a look. I'm just pulling up my resource, forgot to do this. So later on, I think it was, a channel was created on August 26th, or the channel was originally created on August 26, 2018, but its first official upload regarding the content was posted about 7 months ago. And that video was called For Etika. And this channel, if you're not sure what it is, I'm referring to the Joycon Boys channel. So let me just pull up my browser. This channel, the Joycon Boys channel. This channel began uploading with the first video, as I said, the For Etika video, and that was my first interest. So, yeah, that channel was created. I discovered the channel via Instagram. I believe I was scrolling, and I remember seeing that, they were adding to this group chat of people who were Joycon Boys, big fan of Etika's. I was a big fan of Etika, guy really inspired me to who I am today. So I applied, I'm like, hey, can I join this group chat? Can't remember who I believe it was someone who is no longer in the group chat, but I joined in, and, I start talking to these guys, and they're great people. I really, at the beginning, they were just, people I've met. By now, I consider a lot of them in that group chat some of my close friends, and I'm not sure if the feelings are received back, but that's how I feel. And, that it's a great setting, because we all were talking, we'd all joke. The drama really started during, it was after this, where's the video? The drama started, I believe, sometime around Joycon James here, the owner of the channel, getting recognized by the brother, and that was because of the video. It was, I'm not sure if I believe he still has it up. It was during the Nintendo Hates Us video. That video blew up. 30,000 views. Now, James prior was making, small amount of views, and, not small, but, not as big as 30,000. So, that video drops, and it's insane. We were all in the group chat talking about it. We're saying, oh, James, this is, insane. Your video's hitting a lot of views. He's like, yeah, I'm glad this video is getting out there so people, can really, hear my opinion on this whole situation. I also want to say the whole purpose of this channel is a tribute channel. Keeping the spirit of, really what Etika liked to make, Nintendo content, etc., alive. As you can tell by this thing. So, that video drops. It's insane. It's being covered, by Omni. That's someone I can think off the top of my head, but it's hitting its strides. I remember seeing the videos. A few people were using it on TikTok. Hey, what's up, NFB? And that's crazy because I knew the guy who made it, and like he's a great dude. James, great person. So a lot of that stuff comes out. James releases another video, Nintendo It's Over. And this is regarding these two videos were regarding the Captain Alex situation, how they were making a cease and desist for him for the Etikons. And that was a big thing in the Free Melee event. So those are big things going on. Later on, we get introduced. We had already known about Cardinal, but Cardinal starts posting on his story. And if you were there and active during the time, you remember seeing Cardinal posting all this stuff regarding Captain Alex. And eventually he involved James. And he's calling James a scammer. He was, going on and off about him. So James was talking to us in the chat. We were all discussing. Someone in the chat, who I'm not going to give attention to, if you find the video, you know who I'm talking about, leaks DMs from the chat containing personal information that was to stay in the chat only. So adds fuel to the fire. Not good. So that drama happens. I think that was a drama that lasted about like 2 days. And, James finally, yes, I will make sure this stream stays up. This stream is going to stay up on my channel. It's just going to be me rambling, but also explaining. So this comes up. Drama happens. James makes a video because, he's being called out by Cardinal. And to James, that was insane because, this is the brother of Etika, someone we all really looked up to, someone we love to watch. Let me just fix this real quick. Someone's like, I don't know about you, but Etika inspired me as an individual to get into streaming. That's where I really said, I want to start streaming. So seeing the brother coming after him, calling him a scammer, telling there's a big conspiracy, etc., that's not good. You don't want to be seen as that. So James goes on an Instagram Live with him, which he has, I think he posted the archives on the channel, and, they discuss things. We think we've patched things up. James thinks he's patched things up. And James clarifies. From day one, he has clarified to us in the group chat. I'm not going to be able to show it due to the fact that I'm respecting everyone's privacy in there. He's not trying to be the next Etika. He doesn't want to be the next Etika. No one can be the next Etika. The channel and this project is solely to help revive the community. Because if you were active in the community, after Etika's death, even prior to Etika's death, the community was starting to fall apart, Toxicity was starting to lie in, people were just being terrible to one another, and, that's going to be another talking point. But yeah, so this channel really was starting to bring quite a few people back in, and then we were all, talking about this again. So a few months goes by, no drama, no nothing, very chill. James was talking to the brother every Sunday, Cardinal every Sunday, and Cardinal gets inspired to start, creating a YouTube channel, stream. Smash Den was a project of his, the Etika Forever project, etc. Then, more recently, Cardinal began to go after James. It all started during an Instagram live stream. James was, the usual ones. He was just talking about some drama. Cardinal Pryor had come out and said, okay, so the Keemstar text, if you remember, Keemstar claimed he had texts from Desmond's mother, and the mother saying to stop attacking him. So the brother comes out and he says, those screenshots are completely fake. That's very strange. Here's the thing. Alice, Etika's ex-girlfriend, had come out as well and said, no, those screenshots are legit. So we had two people who were close to Etika, going at it, claiming one side is fake, claiming the other side's real. So James goes on and he's explaining to this, because James was in contact with Alice for a while, and he's just talking to Cardinal live, and he's just saying, well, how can we know for sure that you are that what you're saying is true? Because for one, his points were, we'd seen Alice in the public eye for a longer period of time than we had Cardinal. And that is true. We had seen Alice was more involved. And, Cardinal really kind of came out of nowhere. And, yeah. So, after that went down, Cardinal started to stop talking to James. He was being a bit more distant. And he, if I remember correctly, he kind of came out and he was just kind of like, forget this. James kind of drew his distance because Cardinal was being a bit more distant towards him. If this is how I'm remembering the situation, it's been a little bit of a haze, but Cardinal was no longer going, was kind of staying away from him, just moving away from him, losing contact, and, he's just officially stopped talking to him. So, James, a bit upset, like, okay, well, this happens. A little bit ago, the brother has now started referring to himself as 9. I am 9. It's, my whole issue, so my personal whole issue. Alright, let me continue the story. So, a little bit of time passes, and then, Elise, the brother posts something saying, alright, now that's enough time for the browser. The brother posts something on his Instagram, and it was saying he was talking to a close friend of Desmond's. Alice sees this. Why do I keep calling her Elise? I don't know, man. It's Alice. I don't understand why I can't get that right. Sorry for rambling as well. But Alice sees this, and she's not happy. Because, as you can see by these screenshots, these are screenshots that were James asked to share. She said it was fine, so I'm going to share them. Here's a video of it. So, this is the first one. Yeah, you can read these, and she's saying he never met Desmond at all. They were not friends, essentially. If you can read through this. Yeah, Alice in Wonderland, yeah. He also, so we're going to talk about in a second my personal opinion. So we have this coming out, and we're hearing that, the stuff he is saying is false, factually false, coming from one side. So keep reading through this. That's not the end of the video, just letting you guys read through this. I can slow down the speed if you want. I can do that. Just tell me. So yeah, I can see, yes. So now that we have that underway, we move on to the next screenshot, which was this. So yes, go ahead. You can read these. I'm going to leave these on screen. So, apparently Desmond had not known this guy who Cardinal was claiming that he knew. Like, it was close friends with Desmond. And that's pretty shocking. So James, if we keep reading through this, I'm going to let that go on. That's the thing. That's enough time for you guys to read this. Here's screenshot number 3. Will you guys read that? So this is what Alice is claiming. So James goes to talk with Ka, I believe that's his name, whatever, the quote-unquote close friend of Desmond's. And while I cannot share the screenshots of what happened, Ka was accusing James of milking the situation, interfering in a family business, or you're interfering with the family business. Like, this is a family brand. Now, what's important to note in that whole sentence, from the start, Cardinal, when he was beefing with James, said he didn't want his brother's name to turn into a business. That is something to note and keep that in mind. So when I see this statement, that's absurd. He is going against the principle of what he wanted. Alongside this, if you remember correctly as well, Cardinal was upset regarding the Purple Jacket video. That was something he was very upset by, apparently. I don't understand why. He felt that James was trying to profit off, that whole situation, which is not true. He was accusing him of a bunch of absurd things. Sorry. So, James is being accused. The message between Ka and James, I'm going to get back on topic. The message between Ka and James was very, very aggressive. It was, the guy was throwing insults at James, and James was just trying to have a one-on-one conversation with the dude, and he was throwing insults at James. Not the best for constructive things. Later on, James is very upset by this. So, James had officially stated that he would no longer be speaking with Cardinal on these Instagram lives because, for one, Cardinal was, from what I've taken a look at the situation. I'm going to move to what I'm about to say right now is my personal opinion. I am very confident thinking what's happening with Cardinal right now, I don't think he has the greatest of intentions. I get Etika was his brother, and it sucks losing a loved one. I know. I wouldn't understand his exact situation, but it is a terrible, terrible thing to lose a loved one. It messes you up. I couldn't imagine having one of my siblings take their own life. That is something I could not imagine. I'd never wish on my worst enemy. But my issue inherently lies in the way he is handling the situation. Cardinal is also, if you remember, near the end of Etika's life, he kind of grew that God mentality. Now, I'm a religious individual, but the mentality itself saying you can control your own life, like you have to go out there and grab life and say, I'm going to control this and I'm going to steer it in the direction, is a great mentality to have. But having the mentality that you are a god, that you are above everyone else, is a terrible, terrible, terrible thing to think. That is an ego that you do not want to have. So, he was romanticizing this. He's talking the third person. He is, bringing back all this. He's saying, like, oh, we're all gods. We're all gods. And during an Instagram Live, we have him just really talking to himself in the third person. It's really disturbing, very much similar to what Etika was doing. And my whole issue, another thing with that live, I do not have it archived. I wish I archived it. I was stupid. It essentially, he claims that he would never attack someone's character. Yeah, exactly. It's almost what Charlie said. But back to the issue that I was saying. That is not true. He is claiming he'd never attack someone's character, which is completely false. If you remember, he was attacking James, calling him a scammer. He was also attacking Alice for just a bunch of things. Just saying, oh, like, she's his ex. Like, she's only in it for, like, the money and the views, etc., etc. Cardinal, I don't think understands the community. I think he is romanticizing the mental illness because that was really Etika at the peak when it came for attention. That is really when, Etika was well known in the Nintendo community, but if you were not in the Nintendo community, you either saw him in a meme or you just found out about him during his mental breakdowns. So you see all this and, he's really romanticizing. He's throwing up, like, we're all gods. He's doing the 9 hand signal. Really bad thing to romanticize. So James eventually gets tired of this, says, all right, we're no longer associating with you. He's like, you guys can do what you want, but I personally will not be associating with him. James has never dictated what we can or cannot do. Exactly. James tried helping Cardinal. James helped Cardinal get to where he is. James helped him get noticed by the community. James did a lot for him. What Cardinal did was, like Charlie's saying, he took James. He said, all right, listen. He took James, threw him away. After what he had gotten, what he needed. That is a user. And I've had my experience with those people. They're not good. Like, the people who use other individuals are terrible. So, James made a Reddit post. You can read it. He linked it. I will post a link of it soon on my Twitter. Make sure to follow me on my Twitter. I will post a link there. You'll get updates. We have this. This is by him. This is his official account. This is James's official Reddit account. So yeah. We have all of this. All of the evidence. James archiving everything. He has done everything that has been said about this situation. Please give that a read, because I'm not doing this whole situation justice when going over it. Because I was planning on making a video, which I still plan to do, but I feel there's so many moving parts in this case that it's hard. By the time I had released that video, all that information I'm giving right now is old. So this post was made with Alice. James works with Alice together, etc., etc. This whole post archiving what went down with Cardinal. Now, back to Cardinal. Prior to Cardinal stepping into the Joycon Boys scene, the entire community, there was little to no drama. Drama started to appear when Cardinal joined. Cardinal is beefing with everyone. That's not even a debatable fact, that is a fact. There was less drama when Cardinal was not there. Cardinal joined and was creating problems left from right. There's a difference between, stating grievances and then just going after someone who is trying to bring a positive movement back. And, it's terrible to see, and I really wish this whole situation was not happening. It's depressing. I know this, when people watch over this, I'm scatterbrained sometimes. This is especially right now. I'm tired, but this situation needs to be said. So there was no drama. Like, there was some drama, but there was little to none infighting in the community prior to Cardinal joining. When Cardinal joined, built his little following base, he is now claiming he is the whole, I'm I want to be the face of the community. Cardinal is trying to be the face of the community. Now, people may say, James is trying to do that. No. James was not trying to be the face of the community. James is just trying to bring the community back together. James has explicitly stated on multiple occasions he's not trying to be the next Etika. And I've talked to James one-on-one. I've talked to James in a group setting. I will say this, James is a great person. He is a man of integrity, someone I have so much respect for, and there is no person better who I think could bring back the community. Now, Cardinal steps in. Cardinal wants to be the face of the community. It's no longer about preserving a legacy. It's about building his own off a legacy that's already there. He is using his brother's name. From what I've seen, he is using his brother's name to get himself better opportunities, money. That is where I stand. Again, I wish Cardinal the best in life. I personally think what he is doing is wrong. And Charlie, you're right again. He brings up, Cardinal probably did feel jealous. He thinks, who is this kid trying to, da-da-da-da? He's probably upset. And, I get it, man. You're probably upset due to the fact that this kid has done more for the community than you ever will. Also, Cardinal didn't want merch being made using his brother's logo or his brother's name. Now, where I agree with him on that is when, you had a bunch of these, Redbubble people making these shirts that the profit was just going straight to their pocket. It wasn't going anywhere else. Cardinal wanted to take down the Etika World Network shop. Now, if you know, Etika gave permission for a friend of his and the people who host the site to do what they want with the money. All the proceeds on there are going back into charity. Now, Cardinal is making merch. You heard me. He's making merch. It's very apparent. He posts about it on social media. He, advertises it in his streams. That's not even opinion. That is a fact. Now, my issue is we don't know where this money is going. Cardinal is claiming that it's going to an Etika Forever project. No one knows what that project is. He never once has stated what the project's going to be. He just says, it's going to be a surprise. This is the same man who is upset people were, quote, were profiting off his brother. And he's rightfully to be upset if people were profiting off his brother and taking the cash, putting it in their pocket. He was mad at James for bringing back the jacket. He's saying, you're getting all the money, which is not true. That purple jacket, the one released by Top Gun, a lot of that money is being donated to charity. James has posted screenshots about it. He has sent, receipts, etc., etc. James has done so many things for the community that Cardinal wishes he could have done. And during the Instagram Live, James brought these things up with Cardinal. Brought up a bunch of questions saying, listen, we don't know what this Etika Forever project's going to be. You talk about it, but we don't know what it's going to be. Cardinal did not answer a single question. Not about the text, and not about the project. That is concerning to me. I get he has his family. I get that, I'm not going to go into but I get Cardinal loved his brother. I get that it's a family, he's hurt. I get that, I would be upset if people were profiting off my brother. But James is not profiting off his brother. James has been able to get these companies to put money to charity that can help save more people from the fate suffered by Etika. Mental illness is a disease. It's a terrible, terrible thing. I know. I've had my personal experiences with someone. It is a terrible, terrible thing. And my whole issue is that we don't know where this money is going. We don't know if Cardinal's keeping the money for himself. We don't know if Cardinal's sharing the money with the family. We don't know any of that. What we knew with James is that money, he showed us, that money is going to charity. Charities that are helping people who are sick. Suicide prevention charities. Things that are going to make a longer lasting impact. It's just bothers me and disgusts me that we don't know what Cardinal is doing with this money. He made himself a PayPal. If you're giving money to him, do you know where that money is going? Answer me that. If you've given money to Cardinal, do you know where that money is going? And Cardinal, if you find this stream, DM me on Twitter. I want to know where this money is going. Because you were very upset that you didn't know where any of this money was going. When a bunch of these third party were making Redbubble shirts. You knew that I was going to their pocket. You were very upset about that. But when we're asking where is our money going where we're supporting you and your family, if you're giving this money back to your family, I want to see some confirmation about that. If you're giving this money into a project, what is that project? We don't know that. None of us do. And I'm sorry if I sound like I'm getting upset, because this bothers me. Okay? We don't know what he's doing, like I keep saying. Yeah, I mean, this is the dude. I can't confirm what FRQNX or QNK is saying. I can't confirm that. All I know is that I have not seen a single shred of evidence that this money is going to the quote-unquote Etika Forever project. He claims that he's releasing merch. No merch has been released. He's always said, "Oh, it's gonna go to the family first." Okay, but when is the people who were paying for the merch going to get their merch? I understand I just can't confirm that on my end. If that is true, that is awful. But again, I keep saying we don't know where this money is going. Cardinal is claiming all of these wild claims. He's saying, I'm gonna, make an Etika Forever project. And we still don't know what this Etika Forever project. I keep re-saying this whole statement because it's so important to know. If a random person on the side of a street came up to you and said, "Hey, give me $20," and you say, "Oh, what's the $20 for?" He says, "It's a special project." You wouldn't give that person $20. Okay, I know that's a bit different from what we're dealing with now. But if you're going to put your money anywhere, this is just basic being smart with money. If you're putting your money somewhere, like a project, make sure you know where that money is going, what that money is being used for. Yeah, and then, so, also, Cardinal was insulting the purple jacket on his Instagram. Funny enough, he messaged Top Gun asking for one of them. That is called hypocrisy. it's just my whole view on the scenario is I wish no ill will to Cardinal. I don't agree with what he is doing. I think it's very, very, very iffy. I don't want to say scummy because that's a bit too strong of a word. But everything he has claimed, everything he has said, everything he has done, people say he looks like Etika. Looks very similar. He does not act like Etika. The Etika I knew was humble. He never bragged. He never, he was caring. And Etika did not like drama. Cardinal loves drama. Cardinal, likes posting about his fancy cars. That's fine. But it's a stark contract difference in personality. And sure, I don't know the dude one-on-one. I can't say 100%, oh, he's a terrible person. I don't think he's a terrible person. I just do not care for the personality that he is pushing onto the Joycon Boys community. I don't like that we don't know where this money is going. I don't like him attacking James, who has done a hell of a lot more for the community than he has. I've said my piece. If Cardinal wants to talk with me one-on-one live, or just if Cardinal ever finds this video, DM me because I want to talk to you. Just have a nice one-on-one conversation. I would love to have you in the video I'm making. I want to hear both sides of the story. But from my side of the story, what I've seen, what I have heard, what I have witnessed, it is disheartening and it is disappointing. Someone was saying blood's thicker than friendship. That is not the case in a lot of situations. You could have terrible family, and you'd have a better relationship with your friends. I've said my piece. Thank you for the 5 viewers who came in. Yeah, sure, NFB. I know NFB. I'll give NFB mod. He can help me with that later. But it's just I've said my piece. I'm gonna keep this video up. I'm just showing you evidence of why I'm thinking this way, why I believe this, why I'm siding more with James than I am with Cardinal. Because Cardinal wants to create a movement called Positive Con Boys. All of his followers, we've had experiences. I remember in the Discord, we had a Joycon Boys Discord server. His little followers were coming in and were attacking our server. They were, spouting off hateful things, trying to get NFB banned when he was streaming. And it's just, that is not positivity. That is negativity. That is toxicity. That is something a human being should go against. If you want to be in life, if you want to succeed, it is fine to disagree with people. It's fine not to like people. The most important thing you should strive to do in life, ladies and gentlemen, is be a good person. Be a leader. Be someone who stands up and says, listen, I may not agree with you, but I'm still willing to work with you. And if you don't want to work with them, say, listen, I'm sorry this didn't work out, but we're going to go our separate ways. I wish you the best. Cardinal has done none of these things. Cardinal was also posting a lot of screenshots of people showing their support to him. One of the people I knew, and I talked to them, I'm like, hey, how recent was this message? This message was way, way back in December, before any of this happened. Cardinal is using, I get maybe Cardinal didn't understand that, oh, this person may not support me anymore. But it goes to show you, this guy is willing to put up a public image of him being a good individual, but behind the scenes, ladies and gentlemen, be careful of be careful of the people. Just be careful online. Because, some people may say they have good intentions in life. Some people may say that. You don't know that. Be careful where you're putting your money. Don't let my views change your opinion. Don't think one way because I say so. If you still want to support Cardinal, be my guest. I'm not going to stop you. I may not agree with you, but I'm not going to stop you. In this whole situation, I've known James for not a long time, but I've known him for a lot of months. And I will say, James, everything you see on James' channel with his character is 100% what he's like one-on-one. James is not putting up an act. Cardinal is putting up an act. James is a genuine individual who cares about the community. I cannot say the same about Cardinal. It's just, that's my piece. I've said my piece. Thank you guys who came out. I know this is not the greatest, my grievance video. That's coming soon. I have a few plans for that. But I wanted to come out and say what I wanted to say. I'm glad you stayed and listened. It's one of my more populated streams. I don't like covering drama. It's not my type of thing. I don't like it. I try to stay positive most of the times. My best piece of advice is forgive people. Be willing to forgive. Be willing to say, I may not like you, but wish you the best. Negativity weighs down your life. It really kills you as a person. If you're bitter and unhappy, you're gonna live a crappy life, man. Other than that, thank you everyone who came out tonight, basically tonight. I hope you guys are staying safe and healthy. Hopefully you guys don't have COVID, and if you have COVID, keep you in my thoughts. As a wise man once said, remember to have yourself a damn good one. And with my saying, oh, wrong one. Just keep it simple. Thank you, everyone.